my goodness, we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Singing Tips. Hi. Oh. Hi there. Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to Singing Tips. I'm New York vocalist Benita Charles, and every week I give singing tips to beginner singers to help them become professional singers. So far, we've had 21 tips. It's hard to believe it, but we're counting them down. So, today is a special day for me because I have a special vocalist on Singing Tips today. Miss Azania Noah is here, and she's going to be sharing her experience with writing her own songs. And that's the section that we're on now. It's all about your original music. We've had several sections. Oh, I have someone joining. Hello there. How are you? Where are you coming from? I'm here in New York City at Tsion Cafe in beautiful Harlem. It's a beautiful Ethiopian restaurant. It's a very culturally centered. They have visual artists here. They have spoken word artists, poets, and it's a lovely, lovely restaurant. They have an outdoor court, and we're here for Singing Tips. Thanks for joining me. If you've been following me every week, I give singing tips to beginner singers to help them become professional singers. And it was inspired by a movie that I saw in 2014 called Get On Up. It's the story of James Brown. Every week I'm going to talk about this movie because this movie was so inspiring to me. It stars Chadwick Boseman, and this concert scenes alone in this movie is phenomenal. But there was a scene in the movie where James was speaking to his manager, and his manager said, "This is show business. You worry about the show part, and I'll take care of the business." And James said, "No, no, 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 no. I'm going to do both." So here is Singing Tips. We have a show part, and we have a business part. I thought that was so brilliant. And it's funny, you hear show business. But to break it down, there are two parts. The show part is your talent, it's your performance. But there's also the business part. And that's how you make money with your art. And it's just as important. So that's why we have two sections here at Singing Tips. We've had 21 tips. So the first 10 tips was all about your talent. The next section was all about live performance. And now we've moved on to your original music. It's so important for you as an artist to write your... Hi, how are you, Burson? How are you? Thanks for joining. I got a heart on that one. It's so important for you to write your own music. Last week, we introduced this section by giving you 3 reasons why you should write your own music. We talked about how this is your contribution to the world. We talked about you as an artist has a responsibility. And we talked about how important it is for you to share your message to the world. So this week's tip, we're talking about what to write about. So now we've established, okay, you have to write, but what should we write about? So I would say write about your experience. Oh, hi. Hello, Yekin. Thanks for joining. Oh, how are you? West 1976. How are you? Thanks for joining. Where are you guys coming from? Let me know. I'm here in beautiful New York City. It's a nice, cool, crisp day, fall day. Blueberry joined. Okay. You said okay. So where are you coming from, West 1976? And what is your name? I would like to know what your name is. But thank you for joining me for Singing Tips. And we're talking about what should you said good, okay? Good. It's good that I want to know your name. But what should we talk about? So I think you should write about your experience. Like, your experience is unique to you, and someone else could benefit from your experiences, your views. A topic that moves you is something that may move someone else. something that's inspiring. We all need a little inspiration right now, especially in these times. A response to someone else's song. So if someone puts a funny song out, or a song that you think is clever, if you write a response to that song, you would probably get a lot more fans from that. And I think that's something clever to do. Current events, things that's happening now. There's so much going on in the world, and your message through your song could be just the thing that someone needs, a lift of encouragement or something. Hello, I see I have Daniel join. Hi, Daniel. Thanks so much for joining. Someone else's experience. You can learn from someone else's lesson. You can write about that. And we have a long number, 1-054-5588-3172. Just join. Thanks so much for joining. You are here at Singing Tips. I'm New York vocalist Benita Charles. Every week I give singing tips to beginner singers to help them become more professional. And right now we're talking about writing your own original music and some of the topics that you can select. And finally, I have whatever you like, whatever you want to write about. If someone else will benefit from it. Everybody might not like everything you write, but somebody might like it. Somebody will be touched by it. Somebody will be inspired by it. So just write and be yourself. Be your beautiful self. Just put it out there. You never know who may need your message. So I don't know what that is. So if you are a troll, you are not welcomed here. Sorry, I don't do trolls. But if you're here in good peace, then that's fine. But thank you so much for joining me for Singing Tips. So today I have a special guest, and I'm just so thrilled that she's here. Miss Azania Noah. She's here, and we met on Periscope, and now in real life she is here to just grace us with her presence and give us her experience on writing songs. So just to give you a little bit of a background, Azania is from Sierra Leone, West Africa, and she's a multicultural artist, born and raised in the U.S. and Geneva, Switzerland. From the age of 6, she knew that singing was her calling and dreamed of becoming the next Whitney Houston. She has a powerful voice and captivating energy, positive charisma. It makes her an exceptional performer and a joy to see on stage, and also here on Periscope. I love her daily posts. She posts not only music, but she also posts business tips and vocal performance tips as well. She performed in many music festivals, the Montreux Jazz Festival in Paris. She won her first prize on a TV show, Grain de Star, which is equivalent to American Idol. She also appeared on The Voice France. Beautiful performance on there. She's performed for several presidents, over 800 concerts. She's been writing since age 15. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Azania Noah.
Okay, hold it on you for a second.
Okay. Oh, so I'll just turn the camera.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, hey everyone, welcome to Benita Charles' broadcast. And we're talking today about songwriting, and I think this is such an important part of a singer's livelihood, because so many of us have songs inside us that we don't realize. I started writing when I was probably before the age of 15. I was writing poetry. And it was just really helpful to me to get my own feelings out, to get my thoughts out, to express myself creatively in that way. But then when I started singing professionally, already at age 15, I started writing songs and found it very, very just really special to be able to actually express myself with my own inner feelings rather than just singing other people's songs. And it's always a little daunting in the beginning because this is our heart, our true feelings being expressed to people. But I got a great response back, and a lot of people were saying that they could relate to my songs. And the debut album that I put out is called Rising, and it took me a while to make, but I'm so happy that I did, because there was a lot of my life in it. And sharing your own personal experience can sometimes liberate others. As Benita was saying, it's something that people can really connect to, and if it's authentic, your stories can help other people. Your thoughts and your I think that part of my album was written with other people's stories in mind, but how it affected me. I also wrote empowering songs because I wrote about things that I wanted to hear myself. So whether it be rising up or looking ahead or you belong, these are just concepts that I really find uplifting to myself, and therefore when I sing them, they actually do uplift others. And many people have told me that they've been very touched by some of my songs, and that's just, as an artist, it's the most rewarding, of course. Compliment comes from other people telling you that they really were touched by your music and your lyrics. But I do want to say one thing. If you're interested in writing, I would definitely look into either taking an online course or getting books. Just going to Amazon, songwriting tips, just to learn how to structure songs, because you can't just sort of write and just think it's going to be perfect. Songs do have a certain structure. There are different structures for different styles of music. Jazz is not the same as pop, and it's just really cool to have that kind of base when you're starting to write. So look into that if you're interested and you've never written before. I would definitely do that. And I encourage you, though, if you're a singer, definitely look into songwriting. I think Benita is doing a wonderful job with all of her tips, and I think it's going to be very, very helpful to singers as they move towards becoming more and more professional.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Azania, and I really appreciate you sharing this with our audience and encouraging them. And that was really great advice in terms of getting a book on songwriting, because we're going to talk about structure. And I would like to say that I am a vocalist who is sharing my experience, but I am by no means a voice teacher or someone like that. So I encourage you to get professional help with a voice teacher for your techniques, and also, as Azania said, get some books on songwriting and learn the proper structure, because it's so important, and it will set you apart to be professional. It will set you apart to construct your songs in the right way, because we've heard songs that are not well constructed, and it's not a good thing. And we're here at Singing Tips, we're striving to be professional, and that's very good advice. And she has such good credentials. She has a wealth of performing experience as well as a writer. So I really appreciate her coming on and sharing her experience with the audience. And that's going to do it for us today for Singing Tips. I hope that you found this helpful, and if you do find these helpful, please let me know. I'd like to know your feedback. If there's any suggestions, anything you'd like me to talk about, please let me know. You can reach me at BCM Sings on Instagram. If you click on the bio, it links to all of the singing tips that we've discussed these few weeks. And you can also see the videos, so if there's anything that you're missing, you can see it at the archive. So thank you again, everyone, and I will see you again for another episode of Singing Tips. I appreciate everything. I appreciate all of you, and thanks for all of the support that you've given me. And you know, we will keep counting them down until we get until the business part, because that's just as important as the show part. So thank you guys. I'm going to close it with the Tsion Cafe sign, because we are in Tsion Cafe here